What if I told you that one of Africa's most misunderstood traditions actually serves multiple purposes that go far beyond appearance? Let's explore the Mursi people and discover why their lip plate ceremony represents something much deeper than what meets the eye. Who are the Mursi people? Deep in the southwestern region of Ethiopia, nestled within the remote Omo Valley, lives one of Africa's most fascinating indigenous communities, the Mursi people. With a population of approximately 10,000 individuals, the Mursi tribe has maintained their unique cultural identity for centuries. They are pastoralists and agriculturalists who have adapted remarkably well to one of the world's most challenging environments. Understanding who they are is essential before we can appreciate their traditions. The geography and environment. The Omo Valley, where the Mursi live, is characterized by extreme heat, unpredictable rainfall, and harsh terrain that would challenge even the most experienced survivalist. Temperatures often soar above 40 degrees Celsius, and the landscape shifts between arid plains and flood-prone river areas. This environment has shaped every aspect of Mursi culture, from their nomadic lifestyle to their social structures. The challenging geography means that survival depends heavily on community cooperation, traditional knowledge, and maintaining strong cultural bonds. Every tradition, including the lip plate ceremony, must be understood within this context of environmental adaptation and community survival.
The physical process explained. The lip plate process begins when girls reach adolescence, typically around 15 or 16 years of age. The procedure starts with a small incision made in the lower lip, usually performed by an elder woman experienced in the practice. A small wooden or clay plug is inserted to keep the hole open as it heals. Over the following months and years, progressively larger plates are inserted to gradually stretch the lip. The plates themselves are made from locally available materials, traditionally clay, though some modern versions use wood or even aluminum. The entire process can take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years to achieve the desired size. The young woman controls the pace, and at any point, she can choose to stop or not participate at all. Pain management relies on traditional herbal medicines and community support throughout the healing process. Cultural and spiritual significance. Within Mursi culture, the lip plate represents far more than a physical modification. It's a profound symbol of spiritual and cultural identity. The practice is deeply connected to their understanding of femininity, maturity, and connection to the ancestral world. For the Mursi people, physical modifications serve as a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms, marking important life transitions and maintaining connection with their ancestors who practice similar traditions. The lip plate ceremony is considered a rite of passage that transforms a girl into a woman, not just in social terms, but in spiritual ones as well. The circular shape of the plate holds symbolic meaning, representing completeness and the cyclical nature of life. Women who wear lip plates are believed to carry special spiritual power and wisdom within the community. This spiritual dimension explains why the tradition has persisted despite external pressures. It's not merely decorative, but fundamental to Mursi cosmology and religious beliefs.
Social status and marriage. In traditional Mursi society, lip plates play a significant role in determining social status and marriage prospects. The size of a woman's lip plate often correlates with her family's social standing and can influence the bride price negotiated during marriage arrangements. However, this relationship is more complex than outsiders might assume. A larger plate doesn't automatically guarantee higher status. The quality of the craftsmanship, the woman's personal qualities, and her family's reputation all factor into social positioning. During marriage negotiations, the lip plate serves as one of many indicators of a woman's readiness for adult responsibilities and her commitment to Mursi cultural values. Women with lip plates are often viewed as more mature and culturally grounded, qualities highly valued in potential wives and mothers. Interestingly, the practice also provides women with a form of agency within their society. The decision to participate, the size of plate chosen, and the timing of the process all remain largely under the woman's control, giving her influence over her own social positioning and marriage prospects within the established cultural framework. Protection and historical context. One of the most discussed theories about the Mursi lip plate tradition relates to its potential protective function throughout history. Some oral histories suggest that the practice developed as a way to make Mursi women less attractive to slave traders and raiders from neighboring territories. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, when slave trading was more common in East Africa, communities developed various strategies to protect their members. The theory suggests that by modifying their appearance in ways that outsiders found unusual or unattractive, Mursi women reduced their risk of being captured and sold into slavery. While this protective theory cannot be definitively proven, it highlights how indigenous communities often developed ingenious survival strategies. Even in modern times, the lip plates continue to serve a protective function by maintaining strong cultural boundaries. The practice helps preserve Mursi identity and prevents complete cultural assimilation into mainstream Ethiopian society. This cultural protection ensures that traditional knowledge, languages, and social structures survive even as the world around them changes rapidly. The lip plates thus represent both historical resilience and ongoing cultural preservation efforts.
Individual choice and variations. Contrary to common misconceptions, participation in the lip plate tradition is not mandatory for all Mursi women. Individual choice plays a significant role in the decision-making process, and families typically respect a young woman's preference whether or not to participate. This personal agency is an important aspect of the tradition that outsiders often overlook. Women who choose not to participate are not ostracized or considered less valuable members of the community, though they may miss out on certain social benefits associated with the practice. The tradition also allows for considerable individual variation in style, size, and artistic expression. Some women prefer smaller, more subtle plates, while others choose larger, more elaborate designs. The materials used can vary based on personal preference, family resources, and individual aesthetic taste. Some plates feature intricate carved patterns or painted designs that reflect the wearer's personality and artistic sensibility. Regional variations also exist within Mursi territory, with different areas having slightly different approaches to the practice. These variations demonstrate that the tradition is not rigidly uniform, but allows for personal expression within cultural boundaries. This flexibility has likely contributed to the tradition's persistence, as it adapts to individual preferences while maintaining its core cultural significance and meaning within the broader community structure. Modern challenges and changes. The Mursi people today face unprecedented challenges as the modern world increasingly encroaches on their traditional lifestyle and cultural practices. Government policies promoting national unity and development often pressure indigenous communities to abandon distinctive cultural practices in favor of mainstream Ethiopian customs. Educational opportunities, while beneficial, sometimes conflict with traditional practices and create generational tensions within families. Young Mursi people who attend schools outside their community are exposed to different value systems and may question traditional practices, including the lip plate ceremony. Urban migration for economic opportunities also challenges the continuation of cultural traditions as young people move away from their communities and traditional support systems. Healthcare access has improved, but modern medical professionals sometimes discourage traditional body modification practices, creating conflict between traditional and modern medical approaches. Tourism presents a double-edged situation. While it provides economic opportunities and international recognition of Mursi culture, it also commodifies their traditions and can lead to cultural performances rather than authentic cultural expression. Climate change and environmental degradation threaten the traditional pastoral lifestyle that forms the tourism and economic impact. The Mursi people have become one of Ethiopia's most photographed indigenous communities, attracting thousands of tourists annually to the remote Omo Valley. This tourism boom has brought both opportunities and challenges that significantly impact how the lip plate tradition is perceived and practiced. On the positive side, tourism provides crucial economic income for Mursi families through photo fees, craft sales, and guide services. Many families depend on tourist income to purchase essential goods like food, clothing, and school supplies that cannot be produced within their traditional economy. The international attention has also raised global awareness about Mursi culture and the importance of preserving indigenous traditions. However, tourism also creates pressures that can distort traditional practices.
Some community members feel compelled to exaggerate or modify their cultural expressions to meet tourist expectations, leading to performances rather than authentic cultural experiences. The constant photography and examination by outsiders can be intrusive and disruptive to daily life and traditional ceremonies. Tourism has also created economic inequality within the community, as some families benefit more than others from tourist income. The focus on visually striking aspects of Mursi culture, like lip plates, sometimes overshadows other important cultural elements, like oral traditions, agricultural knowledge, and social organization systems. Additionally, the seasonal nature of tourism creates economic instability, and communities must balance the benefits of tourist income with the preservation of their authentic cultural practices. Managing this balance remains an ongoing challenge as tourism continues to grow and evolve in the region.
Misconceptions and reality. Perhaps no aspect of Mursi culture generates more misunderstanding than the lip plate tradition, with numerous myths and misconceptions circulating in popular media and online platforms. One of the most persistent myths is that all Mursi women are forced to participate in the practice against their will. In reality, as we discussed, individual choice plays a significant role, and many women opt not to participate without facing social exclusion. Another common misconception is that larger plates automatically indicate higher social status or bride price. While size can be a factor, the relationship between plate size and social standing is much more complex and involves many other considerations, including family reputation, personal qualities, and craftsmanship. Many people also incorrectly assume that lip plates are painful or difficult to live with once healed. Women who wear them report that they adapt quickly and can eat, speak, and carry out daily activities normally. The plates are typically removed during meals and sleep, making them less cumbersome than outsiders might imagine. Some misconceptions focus on the supposed primitiveness of the practice, failing to recognize the sophisticated cultural reasoning behind it and its important role in maintaining community identity and social organization. Media representations often sensationalize the practice, focusing on shock value rather than cultural understanding and context. These misrepresentations can be harmful because they reduce a complex cultural tradition to a simple curiosity or spectacle. Understanding the reality behind these misconceptions is crucial for developing respectful appreciation of Mursi culture and recognizing the intelligence and sophistication of their traditional knowledge systems. Cultural preservation in future. As we look toward the future, the question of cultural preservation becomes increasingly complex for the Mursi people and their lip plate tradition. Current efforts to preserve Mursi culture involve multiple strategies, including documentation of oral histories, support for traditional crafts and practices, and education programs that value indigenous knowledge alongside modern skills. Some organizations work with Mursi communities to record their oral traditions, photograph traditional practices, and create cultural centers where younger generations can learn about their heritage. However, preservation efforts must balance respect for cultural autonomy with practical considerations about adaptation and change. The Mursi people themselves are the primary decision-makers about which aspects of their culture to maintain, modify, or abandon as circumstances change. Some families choose to continue traditional practices, while also embracing modern education and economic opportunities. Others may decide that certain traditions no longer serve their needs in contemporary circumstances. Government policies play a crucial role in cultural preservation by either supporting or discouraging traditional practices through legislation, education policies, and development programs. International support through cultural preservation organizations and ethical tourism can provide resources and recognition that help communities maintain their traditions. Climate change and environmental degradation pose serious long-term threats to traditional lifestyles that depend on specific geographic and ecological conditions. The future of the lip plate tradition will likely depend on the Mursi people's ability to adapt their cultural practices to changing circumstances while maintaining the core values and meanings that make these traditions significant. Younger generations will ultimately decide which elements of their cultural heritage to carry forward and how to integrate traditional knowledge with modern opportunities and challenges. This process of cultural evolution is natural and necessary, but it requires careful consideration to ensure that valuable cultural knowledge and identity are not lost in the transition.
What we learn from the Mursi lip plate tradition
is that every cultural practice has deep roots and multiple meanings that outsiders might not immediately understand. While this tradition may seem unusual to those outside the Mursi community, it serves important functions within their society, from marking identity and status to preserving cultural continuity. The most important lesson here is the value of approaching different cultures with curiosity rather than judgment, seeking to understand rather than simply observe. Cultural diversity is one of humanity's greatest strengths, and traditions like these remind us that there are many different ways to organize society and express identity. As we continue to live in an increasingly connected world, the challenge becomes how to respect and preserve these unique cultural practices, while also allowing communities to evolve naturally. The Mursi people, like all communities, will decide their own future, and our role is simply to understand, respect, and learn.